Yes, and the title of this chapter is Lord Krishna's entrance into Dwarka. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devam Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nasta Prayashu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Okay. Prabhavi Vadana Slesha Prabhavi Vadana Slesha Karasparsha Smite Kshanai Karasparsha Smite Kshanai Avasya cha svakpakebhyo Ashvasya cha svakpakebhyo Varaischaribhi mateir vibhu Varaischabhi mateir vibhu Prabhava Vivadana Slesha Karasparsha Smite Kshanai Avasya cha svapakebhyo Varaischabhi mateir vibhu Prabhava Bhivadana Slesha Karasparsha Smite Kshanai Ashvasya cha vapakebhyo Varaischabhi mateir vibhu Prabhavi Vadana Slesha Karasparsha Smite Kshanai Asvasya cha svapakebhyo Varaischabhi mateir vibhu Prabhavi Vadana Slesha Karasparsha Smite Kshanai Asvasya cha svapakebhyo Varaischabhi mateir vibhu Prabhavi Vadana Slesha Karasparsha Smite Kshanai Asvasya cha svapakebhyo Varaischabhi mateir vibhu. Ladies, Prabhavi Vadana Slesha Kara स्पर्शास्मिते क्षणे अस्वास्य चास्पपाकेभ्यो वरैश्चाभिमतेर्विभुः. Okay. Prabha, by bowing his head. Abhivadana, by greeting with words. Ashlesha, embracing. Karasparsha, shaking hands. Smita Kshanai, by glancing, smile. Avasya, by encouragement. Cha, and. Asvapakebhya, down to the lowest rank of dog eaters. Varai, by benedictions. Cha, also. Abhimatai, as desired by. Vibhu, the Almighty. So we have the translation and the purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So translation, the Almighty Lord greeted everyone present by bowing his head, exchanging greetings, embracing, shaking hands, looking and smiling, giving assurances and awarding benedictions even to the lowest in rank. So we can all repeat. The Almighty Lord greeted everyone present by bowing his head, exchanging greetings, embracing, shaking hands, looking and smiling, giving assurances, and awarding benedictions, even to the lowest in rank. Okay, so we have the purport. To receive the Lord Sri Krishna, there were all grades of population, beginning from Vasudev, Ugrasena, and Gargamuni. Vasudev, the father, Ugrasen, grandfather, and Gargamuni, the teacher, his teacher, down to the prostitutes and chandals who are accustomed to eating dogs. And every one of them was properly greeted by the Lord in terms of rank and position. As pure living entities, all are separated parts and parcels of the Lord, and thus no one is alien by his external relation. Such pure living entities are graded differently in terms of contamination of the modes of material nature, but the Lord is equally affectionate to all his parts and parcels. There's a lesson for us over there, right there. It doesn't matter how different we are, the Lord still is affectionate. It doesn't matter who we are, what our background is, whatever rank we are in the living species. It says very clearly here, but the Lord is equally affectionate to all his parts and parcels, despite material gradation. He descends only to recall these materialistic living beings back to his kingdom. So it is a very important sentence. I'll repeat that one. He descends only to recall these materialistic living beings back to his kingdom. So he wants us all. It doesn't matter what grade we are in. He comes to call us back to his kingdom. And intelligent persons take advantage of this facility offered by the personality of Godhead to all living beings. So if we are intelligent, we will take advantage of the Lord descending. The latest advent of Lord was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And right now, Prabhupada is facilitating that movement. So Prabhupada is a bona fide representative of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually came to take us all back to Godhead in this age of Kali. He gave us this Mahamantra, the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So if we are intelligent enough, we take that up. Because at the end of the day, Krishna wants us back. You might think that you are not worth it. Maybe you are, all of us, in fact. Deep down in our hearts, we know that we might not be worth it. We are still struggling souls. So how can we get that high? So it is not like that. He is wanting us back. So it says right here, Prabhupada's purport, intelligent persons take advantage of this facility offered by the personality of Godhead to all living beings. No one is rejected by the Lord from the kingdom of God. In other words, no one, not even a dog, not even a cat, no one is rejected by the Lord from the kingdom of God. And it remains with the living being to accept this or not. So it is up to us whether we believe this or not. And the smart thing will be believe it. Believe it. So a little bit of Mangal Charan before we start. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Nena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sva Padantikam Vande Ham Shri Gurum Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Gunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Trubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vaevacha Patita Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Grid Krishna Goswami Niti Namne Namo Hamsa Nikashaya Prabhupada Priyate Shuddha Shuddhi Nishtabhem Tasya Vakya Nivadine. So this is a very interesting topic and it applies to all of us. Actually all Srimad Bhagavatam topics are interesting. So this morning I thought, I'll just get my books ready. I thought I might discuss a little bit of this point where Krishna wants us back and what he has to do and what we have to go through. And the most important lesson, oh my gosh, where are my notes? I was reading this last night, so I thought let me jot down a few of these points. This chapter is actually dealing when Lord Krishna, he comes back to Dwarka and he meets all sorts of people who greet him. And that suggests that even in the days of Lord Krishna being present in Dwarka, there were all kinds of people in his kingdom. It wasn't just, certain purified devotees. They were all kinds. They were even chandals, which are dog eaters, which suggests that they were meat eaters, right? We kind of think when Lord Krishna was there and in his kingdom, who would eat meat? But they were. And there were also prostitutes there, which means that's been there for a whole time. We kind of, in Hare Krishna, we have our 4 regulative principles and we refrain from those things. But they were there. And despite them being what they were, Krishna was giving them the benedictions. He was looking and smiling. He was embracing, depending on which rank they were. I assume he wasn't embracing the prostitutes there or, that kind of thing. But he was giving them benedictions. And this was in those Vedic times. And what to suggest now? This is Kali Yuga. All this is running rampant. We have many of those kind of people in our world right now. So what does this mean for us? And why was Krishna doing this? Krishna knows that we are parts and parcels, right? He knows we belong to him. So he loves us equally. But the challenge is that we have to get to that platform where we realize this. We can't go we can't really judge anyone. And this was a big lesson even for me personally. This is years ago, 10 years ago. There were certain devotees in the temple that I saw. They were not doing the things that we are taught to do. And, I was thinking, oh, Prabhupada told us to do this, but they are not doing this. And, how can they do this? And when I first joined the Hare Krishna movement, I thought, oh, what a lovely temple. All the Prabhus and Matajis are, very silent and very peaceful, and they are going about their duties with a chanting bed. They're chanting so peacefully in the courtyard of Lord Krishna's temple. What a wonderful movement I'm joining in. I thought it was fantastic. Everybody was peacefully chanting, and they were all looking so calm. It's not something that we see outside. So I thought, fantastic, it is worth joining this temple, worth joining this movement. And when later, of course, I found out, we also have our own set of politics. And I found out that the devotees, some of them are doing this or doing that. I was like thinking, wow, what are we supposed to do? And that was a challenge. How can we cope with this? And so this topic is actually, it kind of addresses, because Krishna, he doesn't judge anyone. He gives equal affection to all. What does that mean for us? Or what would have that meant for me when I kind of saw all these things happening? I'm in no position to judge anyone. If Krishna doesn't judge, if he does not discriminate, who am I to judge or discriminate someone? Who am I? I'm not even God. So that was a quick lesson for me. Actually, I had an internal message: don't judge this person, because this person was running around with somebody's wives. I mean, many wives. I was thinking, what? So then I got this internal: don't judge. You can't judge. You're not in a position to judge. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's a difficult one. That's a really seriously difficult one. How can I remain aloof? How can I remain neutral? Then this lesson here, that Krishna is embracing all. I mean, not embracing all of them literally, but he is giving equal attention to all. And there's all these sorts of people in his praja. So there'll be all sorts of devotees in this temple. My first impression was everybody's the same. It's not like that. Everybody is different. Everyone is an individual. And Krishna respects and loves all. So if he does that, then we should follow him, and we should take a leaf out of Krishna's book and endeavor not to judge anyone. And if we cannot refrain from saying bad things, at least the best thing is not to say anything at all and reserve judgment. Try to understand that person. But the main lesson here is that I wrote it down: Krishna takes care of his devotees, and he does what is best for them to bring them back to his lotus feet. In other words, we just read in the purport earlier, Krishna did this to bring them back to his kingdom. And an intelligent person who knows that will take it up seriously. So Krishna takes care of his devotees and does what is best for them to bring them back to his lotus feet. That is the lesson that we learn. And the interesting part, being a devotee, we all know that before we became a devotee, life was pretty good, right? Maybe not. But after we become a devotee, our life becomes even worse. We kind of think Krishna puts us in one or the other trouble. Why? We thought you love us. And I had that same kind of feeling, and I used to go to Krishna. I thought, well, if you love someone, which you love all your devotees, you won't give them problems. Because how is that a father, how would he give problems to his child? He'll make things nice for his child, right? You have the best school, you have the best this or the best that. If you want to eat something, I'll give you that. If you want a lollipop, I'll give you. So how come, Krishna, you put us, after we become your devotees, you put us in more trouble? We thought our life was really great before becoming a devotee, and now it's become worse. And, that system I didn't like, actually, personally. I'm not saying you do the same. And so I had a fight with the deity, Krishna. I was standing on the altar. How dare you? Who do you think you are? I said that to him. Actually, I'm not the only one. And I don't encourage you to do that. In fact, we shouldn't do that. Jayapataka Maharaj, Jayapataka Swami has said, we must never blame Krishna. And I take that as law. It's the same thing as Bhagavad Gita. I never blame Krishna. We never judge Krishna. But I did say that to Krishna. I actually attended a class in Movalamba, and there was a Mataji giving a class. And she was a highly level spiritualized Mataji. She was giving a class. And she said, while she was giving a class, Krishna dropped his mukut. And when he dropped his mukut, the whole class stopped listening to the Mataji and looked at Krishna. The mukut had gone down. And so she patiently waited while the mukut is the turban with all the opulences and all the paraphernalia on top of his head, so it kind of fell. So everybody stopped listening to her and looked at Krishna, and his turban is on the halfway there on his shoulder somewhere. And the brahmachari, pujari, ran quickly to the altar, fixed the turban, and then the class resumed. So that was 3-4 minutes of the class gone. And then the Mataji continued, and again the turban fell. So again there was a 3 or 4 minute break while everybody watched the pujari go and fix the turban. And so the Mataji stopped again, patiently, sort of, and then started talking again after everything was fixed. And third time, the turban fell again the third time. So the turban fell again third time. Everybody stopped listening to her, looked at the turban, looked at Krishna. Pujari ran again, fixed the turban, and this Mataji was like, there's another 2, 3, 4 minutes gone. And so she got frustrated and she said in the class, hey Krishna, why are you dropping your turban? Why are you disturbing my class? Who do you think you are? She said that. That was a relationship, like nice relationship. Who do you think you are? Why are you disturbing my class? Actually, he's not doing that in this class, which is nice. But I don't mind if he does disturb this class, because that's his reciprocating. There's a relationship. There's some kind of communication happening. So I don't mind if you interrupt my class. But this Mataji said, "Who do you think you are?" That's really nice. So when Krishna, what the point I'm trying to make here is, when Krishna puts you into these problems, into this trouble, you go there and you talk to him as if he's a real person. The relationship that you suddenly develop becomes very close. Otherwise you go there, you offer your downwards, you go away. So these problems, there are 3 kinds, of course. I've written Adi Atmik, Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik. But the body and the mind, the people, the environment, right? There's such a thing also. I was listening to my Gurudev's class. In fact, this class here I'm giving is inspired by my Gurudev, Bir Krishna Goswami Maharaj. He gave this class, and I think it's spot on, because it applies to me too, and everyone. And I'm a struggling soul, just like everybody, and I haven't perfected myself. We cannot say that we have perfected ourselves because we haven't reached Godhead yet. So we are all in the same boat, specifically. There's also such a thing, he said, as Adi Devotik. And I was like, Adi Devotik? There's Adi Bhautik, Adi Atmik, and Adi, what is Devik, right? But how come there's an Adi Devotik? What he meant was there's politics going on, and devotees also give you problems. They kind of do. And as soon as they do, what are we supposed to do? Which is the condition I was in 10 years back, 12 years back. I was thinking, oh my gosh, what do I do? So the first thing you do is, of course, you think, what do I do? Second thing is, who is this person? And Krishna, what's happening? These are devotees, and they are, I am innocent. Put my hands up and say, I'm innocent. I didn't do anything wrong. What am I, why am I being put through this? So what are we supposed to think about that? Well, the first lesson I said, the first sentence of this lesson was that Krishna takes care of his devotees. And he does what is best to bring them back to his lotus feet. So is this the best thing? He gets devotees to harass us? This is a challenge. This is a test. And you are supposed to understand, do not judge anyone. And why are you being put through this? I used to call it a washing machine. I'm being put through a washing machine. And I don't need cleaning. I used to think, why am I being put through this washing machine? I went through this too. In fact, that is a test. It's a challenge. Krishna wants to see how we react. There are 2 ways we can react. As soon as somebody attacks you, what do? You get angry. That's the first thing you do. You get angry. And why do we get angry? Well, it is written in the Bhagavad Gita, we have these 4 tendencies, right? We eat, we sleep, we mate, and we defend. All living entities do that. We eat, we sleep, we mate, we defend. So this part of defending, This is what's happening here. If somebody is attacking us, we instantly, it's our natural reaction. We want to defend. And defend doesn't just mean physical thing. We get up our ashtras and shastras, our weapons, we start killing each other or beating each other with sticks or whatever. It is also verbal. You can attack or you can defend yourself verbally. Yes? That's it. That's it. That is the most painful one. Actually, that was going to be covered later in class. The person who loves you the most hurts you the most. Now, that kind of hurt, that kind of suffering is the worst one, actually. And it attacks you where? Attacks you in your heart. Straight away. And my spiritual master, he says, that one is like a sword has been driven through your heart. Your very own person. The one that you love the most, the one that you trust the most, the one that you're dependent on. For the rest of your, for your life, you're dependent on them for your own happiness. That's the one that attacks you. What are we supposed to do? We are come to Krishna and we say, you are the best person. Why did you? Instantly, if you are a devotee, this is what I had meant in the beginning. Before, when you were a devotee, you were not a devotee, your problems were not so much. After you become a devotee, it suddenly starts. Why? It is a test because Krishna is trying to bring you closer to him. And the more pain you get, it actually means the more qualified you are. The bigger you are, the bigger your suffering is. But not only that, in this explanation in the translation, it said Krishna gives benedictions, even to the chandals, the dog eaters, even to the prostitutes. So it depends on what rank we are, in what position we have in our society. Krishna will give us the pain accordingly. And the whole point, why is he trying to do that? First of all, I'm just going to take a step back and give you a scenario that you are doing a degree. Right? This is just as a comparison so that you maybe will be able to understand this better. We're doing a degree, and in that degree, it's a 3-year course, right? And in that degree, there's some compulsory papers you do. And with that compulsory paper, then you complete and you do the rest, and then you complete your degree. Say that you fail one compulsory paper. One. Out of the 24, 36 papers you do, unit. One you fail. Do you get your degree, especially if it's the compulsory? No. You don't get your degree. So, going back to Godhead, there is one compulsory ingredient. What is that? Krishna has given us some compulsory papers to pass before we enter or we get a visa back to Godhead. And that is, first of all, compassion. Compassion is paralleled with love. And basically detachment. And we cannot enter Godhead if we don't have compassion. We cannot enter Godhead if we don't have love. Compassion and love for what? Krishna? For all living entities, parts and parcels of Krishna. Even the person who was running around with other people's wives. Even the person who loves you the most, who has given you this pain. What you do, this is what my spiritual master has said, and I'm going to repeat this to you. It is extremely difficult to do. I have not mastered it. So I cannot say that I'm practicing what I preach at the moment because I haven't reached that level. So I cannot say. But he has, my spiritual master has, and he said what to do at this stage. He said, pray for the person who is hurting you. Pray for the person who has attacked you. Because what Krishna wants, he wants to see whether you are reacting in a Krishna conscious way or you are reacting in a non-devotee way. A non-devotee way is, you pick up your shastra weapon, you attack that person back, right back. There's a lot of khun kharaba, which is in Hindi, with bloodshed. You fight back. There's a lot of fighting going on. That is not Krishna conscious way to react. The Krishna conscious way to react is to have compassion for such a person. You go to Krishna and you pray that this person may be purified, may come back and not attack you anymore. I've actually been through that test. Every devotee anyone who becomes a devotee goes through this test, by the way. If you take shelter with Krishna, Krishna is not going to make your life easy. And my Gurudeva said also something really very interesting. He said, don't expect life to be fair. Don't expect life to be fair. Life is not fair. So if you think that you're going to be joining Hare Krishna, everything is going to be fair, no. No. This is a material world. Everything is going to be unfair. This is a miserable place. If this was a happy place, this would be planet heaven. One of those Indra's planets where they, dance and have a great time. This would be heaven, but it's not heaven. This is planet Earth. It's supposed to be miserable. It's supposed to wake us up, open our eyes, and tell us that this is not the place to be. This is not a permanent place to be. People are going to attack you. And our place, our way, the way we react is, in fact, develop compassion for such people. And Gurudev said in his class, he said, the best japa, this is our spiritual master, by the way, so they are bona fide representatives of Srila Prabhupada, and they are representatives of Srimati Radharani. And Gurudev said, the best japa he did, his personal experience, the best japa he did was when he prayed for somebody who was causing him pain. That's the best japa. But I have not reached that level. I have been attacked also. And so I'm sure everybody else here has been attacked or somebody's caused them pain and suffering at some stage. We get angry with such a person. And in our mind, we wish them all kinds of curses. When I was a student, my teacher was very tough on me in high school. He's my English teacher. I think thanks to him, my English is quite good, because English is not my first language, but I can speak it well because of him. But he was very strict. And every day I used to, think, I hope he doesn't come to school. I hope God punches his tire today. I hope God punches his tires today. His car won't work. He will not come to school and we will be happy. So this is what we do to people who hurt us. We wish that their tires would be punctured too in some way or another, right? We don't go to Krishna and say, please help this person. They are having some problems. They are committing some offenses against me. Please help this person deal with his sufferings. Because Gurudeva said, the reason why this person is trying to hurt you, we have to understand why this person is hurting you. We have to understand why this person is attacking us. The reason is, the general basic reason is this person is suffering from certain anarthas that they have not been able to control. In other words, they are suffering. If a person has anarthas that they cannot control, they are actually suffering in one way, because they have not been able to develop this compassion for other living entities, and they are hurting you. In fact, they are in more pain and suffering than you are, because you are going about happy, feeling happy, and all of a sudden it comes and hits you, and you think, what on earth is this person doing to me? Because that person is suffering. Maybe that person is envious, or maybe they have some problems, they cannot deal with it, and they are striking back. So you have to understand that, and you have to actually pray for them. And once you pray for them, there is a benefit on that. First of all, Krishna has understood that you have reacted in a Krishna conscious way, right? That was your test. You passed the test. If you react in a Krishna conscious way, you pray for this person, you have compassion for this person, you have love for this person, you pass the test. Of course, they fail the test. If they have been attacking you, devotees should never attack devotees. But if you have, Gurudev says something else. He says, if you harbor hatred or dislike for someone, it doesn't have to be for another devotee, it can be for anyone. If you harbor hatred or dislike for someone, you are having some problems internally. You have some spiritual problems you need to work on. As soon as you think, I hate this person, that should be an alarm bell in your head. Uh-oh, I have some things to deal with. I have some problems. I have to think, why do I hate this person? What has this person done to me? As soon as you think, I dislike this person, you need to understand this. So these compulsory papers we are talking about, that helps you go back to Godhead, the compassion, the love, it's not there yet. So you are kind of failing that paper if you want to hurt someone. If you hate someone, if you dislike someone, that part you need to work on. And Krishna gives us these problems. Do you know why he gives us these problems? He knows everything. He's full of knowledge. He knows inside us. He knows what we did in our past lives. He knows what we are thinking. He knows what's in our nature. He knows what's in our heart. He gives us problems so that we work on it. I can actually give you examples of what I went through. And I thought, oh my gosh, I ran away from that country because the problems are so big. I have done it. Left that country. And guess what? I come to another country, it's same problem. And I'm thinking, what's happening here? Same problem there, same problem here. Then I kind of ding, the light went on. Aha, it's me. I need to work on something. It's me. I have some things to deal with. And Krishna knows that I have this problem. So he gives me this test so that I work on it. And then I get better. And then he pulls me back to himself. So I can go to that platform and stage and fight with Krishna quite personally, like in a real sense. How dare you give me these problems? You're supposed to love me. You're not supposed to give me all these problems. That's not how we express love. But that is said in a genuine way. It is not like in a superficial way. You don't, stand 10 meters away and offer your downwards and run away. You feel quite close enough to him to say these things to him. But that's your personal communication, which we don't advertise to everybody that we said it to. But as soon as we react in a Krishna conscious way, there is a result on that. We pass the test. The benefits we get, Gurudev says, is so much. And the benefits we get instead in return is so great that we are kind of overwhelmed after that. So I had to go through this case of not judging somebody because I got to see firsthand what was going on. We are supposed to not have illicit sex life, but I was seeing everything. It was right there in front of my eyes. I saw them. And I was thinking, gosh. But as soon as I wrote this letter to my spiritual master and said, what do we do in this case? Somebody is doing that. And my Gurudev said, try to save this person. Try to save this person. How do you save someone? They don't want to be saved. They're having a great time. Why would they want to be saved? They're having the best time. You can't save them physically, but the best way to save them is to actually pray to Krishna about them. Lord, dear Lord Krishna, help this person. Dear Lord Krishna, save this person. And that's really the way you deal with it. And after you deal with that, after you pray for this person, you get benefits after that, which you realize later. That Krishna gave you this test because you needed to work on something within yourself. The thing is that I might have been quick to judge on someone at that time, so many years ago. And we all are like that. We are very quick to judge somebody. We need to work on that. I needed to maybe work on that. I might have had some problems. Everybody has spiritual problems, spiritual life. And then what happens after that? Okay, you pass the test. Next test, there will be another test, a bigger one. Because you pass the last test, you'll get another one, and that will be even worse than the last one. Yes. You will get a bigger test than the last one. It'll be worse. It'll be worse. So what you do at that time is the lessons you learn from the previous one, you apply that. But try to react in a Krishna conscious way. By not trying to attack the person back. That is not the only test we get. Sometimes Krishna gives us health problems. Sometimes he takes away our money. Sometimes it takes us away our prestige. What does that mean? If somebody is not attacking us, but he's taken away our house, he's taken away our money, he's taken away our health, we are growing old. We are all suffering somewhere. What's he doing? He's taking us away our youth. He's taken away our money. He's taken away our happiness. He hasn't taken it away. He's just arranged for that to be taken away. Why did he do that? Detachment. You have to be detached even from your prestige, even from your power, even from your position, even from your reputation. I've had people go behind my back and say things that I've never done. This is just general. Everybody goes through that. It is just called spreading rumors. I never did it, but I had rumors about that. I'm sure others also. So I'm not particularly blaming anyone. This is not a class to blame anyone. This is simply just saying whatever's happening and how we deal with it within ourselves. Well, we have to first of all think, if you're a devotee, yes, Krishna's behind it. Why is it behind it? Because he is teaching us something to work on. And what was it that he was teaching when somebody is blaspheming you? Well, you are attached to your reputation, you are attached to your power, your prestige, not power, maybe your position, maybe you have really good relationships with everybody in a society or something, you are attached to it. Krishna detaches you from that. So you have to come to the stage, I don't care what this person says about me. It's neither here nor there. If somebody is blaspheming me, rumor is spread, okay. Let Krishna help this person. I haven't done it, I know what I've done wrong. Maybe I need to work on my attachment to my health, my prestige, my power, my position. Krishna also takes away relations. Did you know that? Arranges to take that away too. Maybe there's a mother who's very attached to her child, or maybe someone is very attached to their wife or husband or girlfriend. This deep attachment. He arranges to take that away from you in just a second. And it hits your heart in the most painful way. Detachment, that is another compulsory paper. Detachment. It's compulsory. Love people, don't hate them. So never ever, there's one brahmachari in Fiji. He is going through his test even before he is becoming a full swing Brahmin brahmachari. Somebody is like telling him, he's being put through a lot right now. And I had to write to him, he's like my son. I thought if I ever had a son, he'd be just like him. And I said, well, whatever it is, you cannot hate anyone. Because as soon as you start hating somebody, it leads to envy. It leads to things that, fight back. You cannot do that. That's your test. Krishna is testing you. So you have to, because if you want to lead also, because you can only lead by example. You can lead by example. If you have compassion for people, if you pray for people, that is a leader. Our spiritual masters pray for people all the time. We have to also set examples to everybody. We are devotees. We are also Brahmins. We teach the society how to be, how to live. And if we do not do that ourselves, then how can we teach others? So it is all, connected. And at the end of the day, this life is full of lessons. And I have said some very nice quotes before I finish. But where have I written it down? Our only attachment should be, because he needs us to be detached, right? So what is it that we should be attached to? We have to be attached to something. What? Okay, he's detached us. Our only attachment should be to give pleasure to Krishna from your heart. From your heart. Whatever it is, to give Krishna a flower from your heart. So that is the essence of actually Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu in a nutshell. Our only attachment should be to give pleasure to Krishna from our heart. Everything should be from the heart, not the head. Not the head. And the point is not to hate anyone or anything. If you do hate someone, if you consider someone to be your enemy, then you need to work on something. It is an indication that you have some spiritual problem. The purpose of this test is to see where you need to work. It is where you got to work harder. You have to work harder. That is all I have to say today. I had lots of other things, but I won't be able to cover it. So does anybody have any questions? Okay. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam Puran ki jai.